I'm going to bring you quite possibly the best thing I've ever read. And this isn't a book, so it will never take the place of the Book of Mere Dad, but in this book is the essay called Self-Reliance. You can also get it online for free because it was written so long ago, but Self-Reliance might be the most inspirational thing I've ever put into my brain. And that's saying a lot because I've read hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of books. I've focused mostly on self-improvement, self-discovery, psychology, philosophy, all these things, and the depth in the 14 pages of Self-Reliance is unmatched. And I'll give you a few quotes, I'll give you a few ideas, but I really just overall want you to view it for yourself, because the entire basis of Self-Reliance is obviously everything comes from the self. Your happiness derives from your ability to be authentic, and you will never be fulfilled if you are not authentic. And we can get into Carl Jung, we can get into Freud, we can get into all these things, but like, I think that's aside from the point. I think that's taking away from the actual message, which is like, when you have your own thoughts, when you are not caught in any doctrines, when you don't have to vote for any political party because you know that your ideas can get you through this, you can, by your own volition, sustain and provide for yourself and your family. It's like, that's a message that's empowering, and that's not a message that should be shared to the masses, because in order to retain power, you have to have power over people. They need to be relying on you, subservient. And it's like, this is a message of freedom. This is a message of, if you do what you should be doing, if you are authentic, nobody can govern you. You are ungovernable. It's Socrates, sacrificing himself so that his beliefs were not stepped upon, so that he was not a coward, so that he was a man of this word, so that he showed that he died because his beliefs were so strong. He would rather live in a reality where he was authentic and sentenced to death than one that he wasn't authentic and he was alive. And it's ideas like this that we should really start to embrace, because we've never been in a time where people have thought so unfreely. Like, even if we go back to the Dark Ages, the Inquisition, all of these things where you could literally die for speaking your mind. We've never been so inauthentic. Look at anyone's political opinions. Are they their own? Did they hear it somewhere? Are they in some way being influenced by the news, by what's popular, or are they speaking out and saying something unpopular? Because it's one thing to say the popular opinion, but it's another to speak your mind in a crowd that disapproves of what you say. And the more we start embracing ideas like this, the more we can provide fulfillment for ourselves, because I think everyone nowadays is so afraid to speak their mind. Everyone nowadays is so afraid to voice their opinion, and, oh, I'll get fired, or oh, this, oh, that, oh, like all of these consequences. But like, we're actively setting ourselves up for a worse life because we are being inauthentic. Every time we sacrifice a part of our beliefs to fit into society is to sacrifice an essence of ourself and to sacrifice our happiness. And it's questions like this that we should really start asking ourselves, and asking ourselves, how can we get closer to who we really are? How can we get closer to the essence of our being and, what it really means to be you? And it's like, these aren't questions that anyone can answer for anyone else, because we all have our individual journeys. We all have our individual paths, and it's up to you to discover these things. It's up to you to play with these ideas and find out what they mean to you. And another thing that really struck me, which Emerson said in this, was, in every great work, we see parts of ourselves that we've never expressed. We've seen parts of ourselves that we've allowed to lay dormant. We've seen parts of ourselves that we were too afraid to say, too afraid to express, too afraid of the consequences. And because of that, that's why these works prevail. That's why Romeo and Juliet is still read. That's why Emerson is still read. That's why any great movie, people resonated with such a deep level, because there's a fundamental part of ourselves that we've never allowed to just see the light. And it's like, I'm telling you, you have to read this essay. This essay might be one of the greatest things ever written. I can't remember who said it, but I was reading some esoteric book, some philosophical book, and whoever the author was, they were saying Emerson was the only great mind to ever come out of America, and it's really true. You read any work from any author that's been in this country, and it's not complete. It's not integrated. There is a part of themselves that they are not expressing, but you can tell Emerson is being true. You can tell Emerson is actively trying to be authentic, and at the risk of popularity, at the risk of, maybe even his life, he's willing to put it all on the line. He's willing to put his opinions down and be remembered for them and just, face the consequences for saying what he believes to be true. And it's interesting. It really is. It really is. It really is. And the one thing I would say to take away from this is you don't want to be part of any group. You don't want to conform to anything, because inherently to be part of a group, you have to conform. Inherently to be part of society in any of these organizations, in any of these political movements, in any of these movements in general, you have to forego some of your own beliefs. And that is something that we should never do, because what does it show for a priest to recite a book? What does it show for a political pundit to recite the party line? It says nothing about the intellect of the man. It says nothing about the intellect of the individual. And so few of us have ever expressed our own ideas. So few of us have ever expressed our own beliefs. And it's really easy to see why people are so sad nowadays, because they're not even themselves. They're not even who they were meant to be. They're not even the path of discovery to find this true, authentic self. And I'm telling you, the day you find yourself, the day you find out what you want to do and who you were meant to be and what brings you fulfillment and the ideas that get you to this point, that's when you feel free. Like, maybe I'm not free financially, maybe I'm not free, spiritually completely, but like, I feel good. I really do. And literally, I read this essay like 20, 30 minutes ago, and I'm still moved. And it's very few and far between books or essays that leave an impact like this. Like, I've read books that have moved me almost to tears, but to do that in 14 pages is perhaps the greatest seal of approval I can give you. Like, I'm telling you, if you have 20 minutes, 30 minutes, I don't know how long it's going to take you to read, you need to pick this up. You need to read this. This might be the only thing that I'm telling you have to read. I'll link the book, but you can go find it for free online. Like, this literally sums up what you need to do to be happy, what you need to do to be authentic, what you need to do to be fulfilled. And I can't wait to read more Emerson. I really can't. Like, there's certain minds that transcend time. There's certain minds that will forever just, have their place in history. And I hope that Emerson's one of them, because we talk about Plato, we talk about Socrates, we talk about Jung, we talk about Freud, we talk about, I don't know, whoever else, but Emerson is just crazy, just excellent, just great. Okay. On that note, I'll end it, because I don't think I can end it any better. If you want more from me, if you want to check out that book, feel free to just look it up, or I'll leave a link to his collected works. Join my Discord if you want to get in contact with me, if you want to be part of a community of people who are trying to drive forward, trying to talk about great ideas, and trying to just spread overall knowledge. If you want even more from me, if you want to learn some of the things that I've done to get to where I am, if you want the interactive, live calls and the community and all of that aspect too, I have a paid community. Consider joining that pretty soon, because I'm going to up the price. But yeah, no, it's a great day. It's a beautiful day. And the new trend is we are going to say one thing we are grateful for as we end these videos. You don't need to comment. Feel free to comment if you want. Let me know what you're grateful for. But like, at the very least, just say it to yourself. Today, I'm grateful that I picked up the book, this book. I'm really grateful that I read it, because it gave me a perspective that I am going to try to apply for the rest of my life. This is a work that I'm going to continue to come back to and back to and back to. And I'm so happy that today was the day that I got to read it and give my first impressions, because it's a great day. It really is. Thank you guys so much for making it this far. Love all you guys. Peace out.